Um, a special thank you goes out to IRONMARK for sponsoring this session today, and we'll hear a little bit from Deborah May later in this presentation. We'll also hear from Erica D'Alessandro from Apartment Restorers, who is also the chair of the PMEXPO committee. My name is Bianca Young. I'm the events manager at PMA. Joining me today from PMA also is Evelyn Pham, Candace Dwyer, Sarah Patterson. Our goal today is to get you well prepared for PMEXPO so you have an awesome experience, and you'll have an opportunity to ask questions later on the presentation. But for now, just leave your mic on mute. And if you have any questions, just pop them in the chat and someone will answer those for you. All right, before we dive in today, I'm going to take a moment to thank our 2023 corporate sponsors. First, we have our platinum sponsors. Thank you to Inner Solutions, Residency Bureau, and Tepfer Construction. Our gold sponsors, American Pest, Brothers Paving and Concrete, Capital Canopies, ESSI Electronic Security Services, Hawkins Electric, JB Klein Landscaping, Minkoff Company, Multi-Housing Depot, Plant Companies, PotholeRepair.com, and last but certainly not least, Berkshire, Donaldson, Bentley Asphalt and Concrete, Kenmore Pest Control, Orndorff and Spade, PC Richards and Son, Rain and Son, Thomasville Restoration, Quest Insurance, and TRC Engineering. Thank you to our corporate sponsors, and thank you for your continued support. And you can find more about these sponsors on our website at pmadc.org. All right, so now take a moment to view the schedule for PMEXPO this year. And this is also available on PMA's website under the PMEXPO page. Now, the categories for the booth awards will be the same as last year. As you can see on this slide, these are the winners from 2022. And again, the winners will be announced at this year's this year's PMA Awards at the Ritz-Carlton in Tyson's Corner. All right, so now I know you guys have burning questions about the venue, so we're going to jump into the Gaylord. Now, this year we are in Exhibit Hall E, which is on the lower level. So if you're coming from the self-parking garage at the Gaylord, the entrance is through the, once you come through the parking garage, you'll stop at the top of the corridor and proceed down the escalator to the lower level. If you're coming from the valet, which is the front entrance of the hotel, you'll just walk through the lobby until you get down to the escalator. And you can see kind of a diagram here that'll lead you there. And this is just a diagram of Exhibit Hall E, which again is on the lower level. We'll have plenty of signage to direct you guys there. So if you have any questions, PMA staff and Gaylord staff will be on hand to assist you. Now, you guys may have seen this already. Of course, this is the floor plan for the exhibit hall. So the entrance, you'll see I put a little arrow here, is to the left. There are two entrances, but this will be the main entrance to the exhibit hall. The other entrance is to the right of the registration counter. And to the back of the hall, you'll see the setup for lunch. And there'll also be a photo booth and a 360 booth for guests to enjoy. And the outdoor terrace will be available for lunch overflow. They will have their annual ice show going on, but there still will be like highboy tables set up for lunch as well. Now, parking at the Gaylord is a bit different this year. It is not included with the purchase of your booth, but the Gaylord has graciously honored their old pricing of $18 an hour or $36 a day for the self-parking garage. There are other parking garages at the National Harbor, and you can go on their website and look at those. And the parking prices will apply on move-in day for exhibitors, so that's another perk as well. Now, staying at the Gaylord, you guys may have received an e-blast on Tuesday, as well as a link that Evelyn has sent out in your welcome email. The rooms are limited at the Gaylord for that week in particular. They are sold out of rooms other than the PMA room block. There are 51 rooms remaining, so don't hesitate to book a hotel room. You might want to do that as soon as possible. The link to register does close on October 9th, but right now we're kind of operating on a first come, first serve basis for the rooms. The hotel is expected to be fully booked for that week of our show. All right, are there any questions so far before we dive into the booth package?
Hi everyone, this is Christopher from Pothole Repair.
Hi, Christopher.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah.
The price for the parking is $36 for the day. If you have a hotel room, is that included in your hotel room?
That's something I can ask the venue and get back to you on.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. I was just wondering
Yeah.
if you're staying at the hotel for a couple of days, do they charge you on top of your room for two-part or two?
I'm pretty sure usually, yes.
Yeah, usually
it's
still get the
extra.
discounted parking, but I can double check and make
It's
sure.
not a big deal. All right, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
It may be a different rate, but it's definitely not included. Yeah.
All right, so jumping into the exhibitor kit. So the exhibitor kit has been finalized, and by now the team at Alliance should have reached out to you with the link, or will be reaching out soon to give to distribute the link to exhibitors. In that kit, you'll find advanced shipping material and handling information, as well as booth requirements and package adjustments. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to PMA, you can reach out to myself, or you can reach out to Alliance at the email provided here. These slides will be sent out to you at the end of the presentation, so you'll have that information. Please note, anybody that is not on the exhibitor list will not have access to the exhibitor kit link. So if you, again, have any questions or you have problems getting access to that link, please reach out to Alliance or PMA. All right, on this slide, you can see what is included in your booth package. If you haven't already, let PMA know, let Evelyn know. You may have received an email from her already. Let her know what your two complimentary booth reps are going to be. And if you want to add additional reps for your booth, just let us know if you want to include the lunch or just have them register without the lunch, which is an additional fee for the lunch. All right, on this side, you'll see what is not included in the booth package, which is electricity, internet, and lead retrieval. We do have a separate vendor for the lead retrieval system, which is ATS. And that link is available on our website and available in this slideshow once you receive that at the end of this presentation. And please note the dates that the cost increased on that electricity and internet. All right. I believe many of you have been to the Gaylord before, but these are the directions to the loading dock. On move-in day, which is Tuesday, the day before the show, on the 24th, Alliance staff will be on hand to assist you with your booth materials, to unload your car. And then the schedule here. So the move-in instructions will be sent out and finalized to you guys about 3 to 4 weeks prior to the show. This is generally the schedule that we follow, but of course things happen, we understand. So just let us know if your time slot for your booth, you can't make it, reach out to me and let me know and we can accommodate you for special arrangements, no problem. All right. And now I will turn the presentation over to Erica D'Alessandro from Apartment Restores to go over a few checklist items to prepare you guys for show day.
Yeah, y'all, this is such a piece that's near and dear to my heart. So I'll give you a little bit of background on me so you kind of understand where this is coming from. So I spent a long time in my past life as an event producer. So I would produce these trade shows just like we're doing here, and I would coach my clients on how to have a great ROI. So that's really where my heart's coming from in sharing this information with you. I posted in the chat how many of you this is your first time exhibiting at this show. I saw like three or four folks. here's the deal. Check out the chat. If it is your first time, look at other people who it's their first time too. If you are a long time PMEXPO exhibitor and participant, put that in the chat too, because some of the new people will want to connect with you. This is where we really shine as a collaborative organization. So if some of the folks that have been doing this for a really long time, like Elizabeth and Larry and Deborah, new folks plug into those exhibitors, they will give you some tips as well. Here's some quick things. Let's do some pre-show checklist. Before the show, now is a good time to do it. We're decently far off, but we're not so far that people aren't thinking about it. Look at your client base, make personal invitations to people that you either do business with and you want to do more with, or that you want to just totally open the door with. Make a personal invitation for them to visit your booth at PMEXPO, and make sure that there's a little something in there for them when they do come visit you. Consider purchasing a ticket for the full expo day for your current clients. The full expo day is going to consist of the morning piece, which is with Rachel Druckenmiller. If you guys attended the January session where she did the presentation, it was a huge hit. She's doing a whole session on leveling up and leadership skills. And then we're going to have a panel, really great detail and information for your property manager clients. It's good education for them. So consider purchasing that, the full day expo for your current clients, or even some prospects. Identify the prospects that you want. Oh, that's right. And she did her first TED Talk. I mean, she's just on fire. If you stop by, you get a gift promo. So figure out maybe if they mention email blast or whatever, have a code. If they mention email blast, they get a free gift. So that drives people to your booth. Also, really utilize social media. Utilize the I'm an Exhibitor branding. You should have gotten that with your vendor kit. Add it to your SIG file in your email. Add it to your LinkedIn banner. Like literally wherever you can plug an additional graphic on anything company related, stick it there. It's so important, and you don't realize how many people see that. I would do a couple of social media blurbs promoting your attendance there. This is where maybe if there's a friendly another person on the who's also exhibiting, you guys can plug each other. So utilize that power of collaboration that we have in the organization and plug each other that you're both going to be at the expo. And then also PMA does an amazing job with promoting the posts on PMA's socials. Just reshare that. You don't even have to think about it. Just reshare it. Okay, we can go to the next one. All right, so here's how to make sure you feel comfortable during the show. If you have a pop-up booth, set it up before you get to the show and make sure you have all the pieces. There's nothing worse than putting together the whole assembled doolally and realizing you're forgetting a crossbeam. And now you're MacGyvering it, and nobody really wants to go into a show feeling like you've MacGyvered your booth. So set it up in the office beforehand. Put the whole doolally up, then make a table and put all your tchotchkes on the table. Take a picture of it. Here's why. If you get sick the night before the show and you can't set it up, there's a picture of what your show is supposed to look like. Somebody else in your office can do that thing. Set it up in the office, put all the stuff out. All they have to do is follow the picture. And then it also helps you realize, oh, that there's too much stuff on the table. I got to take some stuff off. Or I got a big hole there. What can I put? All right. So next thing is, we're all amazing. We're all so good at what we do, but we're not super women and supermen. So have help. Don't think you can set it all up on by yourself on setup day. Bring a buddy. It'll go faster. If you do have to MacGyver something, it is better with 2 MacGyvers. Test all of your electronics and your Wi-Fi beforehand. The Wi-Fi and the cell phone service, don't rely on your own phone hotspot for your Wi-Fi to run a laptop or anything else. It's terrible back there. Trust me when I tell you, it's not good. So test the Wi-Fi, test stuff on setup day and have a backup plan. It's so good to go ahead and get what the hotel is going to provide. And then as a girl, I have to say this, bring backup shoes. Because even the most comfortable flats suck after 6 hours of standing on concrete. Your feet will thank me. Bring a pair of backup shoes. Guys, there's no shame for girls too. There's really no shame in wearing sneakers at a show. We all get it. It's fine. All right. So how do you work a booth? How do you work a booth like a pro? I see questions in here about lead retrieval. I'm going to let PMA attack that question in just a second. So it'll be fine. There's a system for it. But if you didn't get lead retrieval, then have a second plan for your own Wi-Fi. Okay, how to work a booth like a pro. My coaching, this is my personal opinion and what has worked for my clients. Don't put anything between you and the conversation. So a lot of people want to put their table at the front of the booth and the work, the staff stand behind the table and like handing stuff off, from the table to the prospect. My coaching says don't do that. What you want to do is invite people into your space. So if you have to have a table with, flyers and stuff like that, put it toward the back of your booth along the pipe and drape wall and encourage people to come into your space, have a conversation in your office space, and it makes it much more likely that they'll stay and engage in conversation. Don't sit down. I know it's a long day. I know your feet are going to hurt, which is why I say bring backup shoes. But just don't sit. We provide 2 chairs just in case. But if you don't want it and you feel like you can go with this rule, my recommendation is don't sit. It signals that you're ready for it to be over with and you aren't encouraging interaction. It just signals you're not high energy. And then put your phone away unless you are using your phone to show photos or examples or something like that. How terrible would you feel if the one regional showed up to the booth, showed up to the show, they did 1 lap around the show, and you were checking email when they walked by and you missed them? Like, how much would you just hate it if you could watch the video of you on your phone when that one regional walked by. So just put your phone away, put an autoresponder on your phone that, you know, you're out of the office for the day. I promise it'll be fine. And then, you know, how do you engage with folks when they walk by your booth? You know, the number of times that I have coached clients to say, you know, or that think that the initial question is, hey, do you need any restoration services? No. I mean, they're not going to say yes to that, right? So asking questions to get the conversation started that has nothing to do with your business. So one of the things that we're doing at the show is we're doing the level up board. So ask them about the level up board. Ask them about the education that morning. Ask them, are you going to grab lunch later? Are you going to the, you know, are you going back to grab lunch now? Whatever. Ask them something that has nothing to do with your business. That gets the conversation started and is a low barrier to entry into dialogue. And then Deborah has amazing ideas, and she's going to show us in just a second about games and interaction that you can do at your table or at your booth. So make sure to plug those in, do those things, get them having fun at your booth so that they don't want to leave. Okay. All right, so go with the goal in mind for what you're gonna accomplish. So for clients, you're gonna follow up with every person that you meet, right? So that's going to be a goal walking in. Begin with the end in mind, right? Here's what marketing tells us. Marketing research tells us it takes 5 to 13 repeats to get to the next step. Please don't go in to PMEXPO, especially if this is your first show, thinking that when you call that regional or when you call that property to say, hey, can I set up a meeting, that they're going to sign a contract then. That's not what this is. This is starting the conversation. This is the next step of the conversation. The next step is not necessarily the sale. So it takes 5 to 13 repeats to get to the next step. I also always say send thank you notes. That can be one of the steps. As vendors, we are all in this together. We are all in this together. We all have the same goal at the end of this show. So it's important that we all are friends in the show and outside of the show. During the show, connect with other folks that you already share business with, right? So you can send somebody to someone else's booth, you know, two rows down. Help each other make the connections at the show, and then, you know, send a thank you note afterward. It only increases your own brand. And then number 4, personally, my goal at the end of this is to have all of you back in 2024. We are rolling out some really amazing things for 2024. It will shake it up. You guys won't necessarily recognize the show next year. There's going to be quite a few amazing changes that levels us all up. So look for more information for that, but just put it on your radar that you want to do 2024 again. I'm around for questions. If you want to reach out to me directly, I'm happy to coach you, or, you know, give you my advice, give you my feedback, and you can reach out to me through email or call me.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Erica.
Yeah.
We'll keep those things in mind, and I hope you guys keep those things in mind as you prepare for this year's show. So now I'm going to actually turn the presentation over to Deborah May of IRONMARK, who is also our sponsor for today. So take it away, Deborah. Thank you so much.
I almost forgot to unmute myself. Thanks, Bianca and Erica. So for those of you who I haven't met, I'm with IRONMARK. I've been doing this show for, I think this is my 17th year, and my previous company has been doing it for about 25. So I have a little bit of history. I used to be with Millennium Marketing Solutions, and we were acquired by IRONMARK last year. So the history obviously is all with Millennium. So I'm here to, help you with your booth. We are a full service printing marketing company. So things that we can, well, actually, before I get into what we can help you with, I just want to add a few things to Erica's presentation that I love of promoting this show. If we have 150, vendors, 200 vendors there, if each one of us could get 10 more people, new people that have never been to the show there, that could be 1,000 more people on the floor. We could all just be helping each other. But just keep in mind when you're inviting people, they do have to be work for somebody in the property management industry. So obviously we all don't want our vendors walking around. But again, just, interacting among each other, that they might come by your booth looking for something that you can, send down the aisle to somebody else. But we're all here to help each other, get people there and make those referrals while we're at the show. But what I can help you with, everything for your booth marketing related, from your trade show backdrops and banners. Maybe you have some existing hardware and you want to switch it out for the theme. You just want to, freshen it up, or if you need new items. We work with every budget. So I can do, retractable banners starting at $100, backdrops starting around $600 and on up, depending upon what you want to do. Obviously table throws, they do provide a table, and I think it's usually a plastic tablecloth is what they provide as part of the booth. Actually, Bianca, do they even include that? Still include the plastic ones? But
No, it'll come with a table and 2 chairs.
Yeah, so you need a table throw, so we can do a branded table throw for you. As far as counters, what Erica was saying is you don't want to be sitting behind a table at your booth, sitting down, so they're walking by and you're looking up. One of the things that I've sold to a lot of the vendors for the show and a lot of my clients are these tables like you see in the pictures on this slide. So it allows you to have kind of, you're there at eye level, you have your things right there to give away, but at least you're at the eye level with them. So Erica, if you need one of those, let me know. But again, the purpose is to be at eye level, when they're walking by. Promotional giveaways, obviously, there's people that come through and they're just looking for the good promo. So there is a competition that, for the best promo giveaway, but want to make sure that you're giving away something that they're going to keep or enjoy. I do have another slide just showing you some ideas to go with the game one theme. Promotional giveaways would also include apparel. So if you want to make sure that your staff is dressed appropriately, with some branded items as well. We are a printing company. So obviously if you want to give away postcards, brochures, I even have some ideas that print is included with the promotional product. And as Erica mentioned, interactive games. So there is an opportunity to get a sponsorship for the game where you have to come by. They have to go by your booth to win a prize. But any type of game interaction, door prize that you have at your booth is going to really help them want to stop by. Just add to the education is when somebody comes by, like, there's a lot of maintenance and engineer guys. I don't sell to a lot of them, but I do sell things that they do need at their property. But you never know, somebody could be with property management, ABC. And we all know there's a lot of movement. People get promoted, people switch companies. So, maybe they're not with your account right now that you're servicing personally, but you never know where that person's going to be tomorrow. So make sure that you make everyone feel welcome at your booth and get their information, because they're going to remember you wherever they go. They move a lot more than we do. When I am helping you with your booth, I am going to encourage you to think about what you're buying that what you can use at other events. For instance, the flags, we use those at golf tournaments. You can use them at your employee events. The little countertops are great to use on the golf course as well. If you're sponsoring a hole, it's a very easy portable pop-up table at any type of trade show for tabletops. Obviously, tents can be used for employee events or anything that you're sponsoring. Even in backdrops, some people buy a backdrop and they actually, rather than just keeping it in the bag in their closet, they use it as a backdrop in their office or in their lobby. So I do help you kind of get the best buy for what you can use for multiple events, especially the other PMA events. As far as interactive booths, I know Erica talked about some of the games you can do, but anything that's going to encourage them to stop by, even just something with a QR code, that they're, maybe they enter in that and you're doing a prize, getting information, asking some questions in that as well. Fun Photoshop backdrops would be fine. You could bring in something with the video, if it's Pac-Man or Target, for backdrop that they're taking a picture. And obviously, you want to make sure you're getting promotional products that you have on hand. You always want to have some extra generic ones. But if you want to buy something fun for the game theme, these are some fun things I found that were kind of related to gaming, just a few samplings. I do, people are going to have the same items, but I will tell you that if I do help you with any of your needs, I will certainly share with you what I know that other people have gotten. So somebody has already gotten one of these items here. I'm going to let you say ABC company bottom. And usually out of respect, people try not to get something too unique to what other people do. But I do share what I know what other people are doing. So, but if I can help you, we do have a small showroom here, but I'm happy to generate ideas. And please allow at least 3 to 4 weeks for both trade show and for promo products. Longer is better, but yeah. Usually we can push things. There are some things you can do overnight, but 3 to 4 weeks allows us time for shipping and proofing. So, thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Deborah. That's very useful information. I hope everybody takes advantage and reaches out to Deborah. Her phone number and email are in the slides, and we'll again provide this after the presentation. So there are still sponsorships available for PMEXPO. You always can contact Candace Dwyer. She's our Director of Membership Sales and Engagement, and she can give you some options for sponsorships that are still available. Speaking of sponsorships, we do have our Play Your Way to Prizes this year. The purpose of this component at PMEXPO is to provide a reason for attendees to go to the sponsor booths while providing an equal opportunity for attendees to win big prizes. We've been brainstorming prizes at the PMEXPO committee, so we're expecting some really good ones. This also encourages attendees to explore the entire exhibit hall and stay for the duration of the event. So if you're interested in sponsoring, again, reach out to Candace and she can get you started with those. This also leads us into our social media and how you can utilize the platform, your platform, our platform, and create buzz and engagement prior to the show. So I'm going to turn it over to Evelyn to elaborate more on that.
Hi, so my mic is broken, so you're going to see two of me. So by now you should have received your exhibitor banner via email. Please check your spam, junk inbox. My email is frontdesk@pma-dc.org. It's attached to the big long email that I sent out. Please double check if your logo is high resolution and it's the most recent. Please reach out if you need me to resend it. And I will resend you a new banner if your logo is outdated. To reiterate what Erica said, use the banner in your email signature, on your social media, on your website to let customers know where to find you on October 25th. And then we have the exhibitor listing, which is also in the email that I sent out. Please check if your exhibitor listing is correct. Please note that only the primary contact and those with management access can edit the exhibitor listing through their member compass. So please let us know if you need management access and I will give that to you. Double check all the links, all the buttons on your exhibitor listing. I left a list of things that you should check and update.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much, Evelyn. Now I know you guys have burning questions, so any questions you have, feel free to unmute your mic, throw it in the chat, and we can get those answered for you.
Bianca, I have a question that came through. I don't think they meant to send it directly, but I'm gonna read it for everybody. First of all, hello, everybody. It's Candace here. The question is if I have not received the email regarding my exhibitor kit, should I let you know or should I wait?
Yes, whoever that is, I can email you the link to get you set up. And again, to make it easier, I'll send a link out, the generic exhibitor kit link out with this presentation so that everybody will have it. This was like 2 days ago, so I'm not sure if Alliance has even reached out to you guys yet, but if not, we'll add the link in there, get your account set up and you'll have it.
Do you have an idea of how many attendees will be there? Do you have kind of like an idea of how many, I know there's going to be 150 vendors, but
yeah. In the past shows, we've had about 8 to 950 attendees come in throughout the day in the exhibit hall. So expect around that much, if not more.
And then going back to the question about Alliance, just so that you guys are all aware, 'tis the season. You will all begin receiving emails from mysterious names and URLs that you don't recognize. And for the most part, those will be scams. They'll be offering to sell you the PMEXPO attendee list. So report those as phishing schemes and spam when you receive them. And do know that you'll hear the team that you've seen here today is the majority of the folks that you'll be hearing from our office. You may also hear from Claudia regarding bills and things of that nature. And then you'll hear directly from Alliance, the company that is our show decorator. And then you will also hear directly from ATS, and that's the company that does the lead retrieval. But you won't bother us if you want to verify and double check before you start doing any transactional emails with anybody else. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. When you receive the scams, report them yourself. There's literally nothing I can do about it. It happens every year, and I know it happens to many of our peers as well.
I get so many of those, and I even block them, and they still come through from other email addresses from the same companies. There's never a phone number to call,
It's unfortunate.
I'm sorry, as far as Wi-Fi, what is your recommendation for eliminating and trying to not have any issues? What's your best practice?
It is best to purchase Wi-Fi. Again, I think Erica mentioned before, the Wi-Fi at the Gaylord, especially down in that exhibit hall, it's pretty much non-existent. If you have a hotel room, you can possibly use the Wi-Fi from that, but again, it's probably not strong enough for what you'll need it for. So it's probably best to just purchase the Wi-Fi to avoid any like mistakes or.
And is the purchase through the Gaylord?
Yeah, I can send out the link. It'll also be in this presentation, but I can send out the link to purchase the Wi-Fi as well.
And it'll be through the Gaylord through us. So you'll work directly with Bianca, Evelyn, to purchase your Wi-Fi. The exhibit hall itself is literally like being in forced airplane mode. So even if you are staying at the hotel, you'd be most likely only able to use that internet in the public areas of the hotel and not within the exhibit hall. If you have any plan to do anything that requires online access, if you're, have some interactive game or something like that, I would definitely recommend purchasing Wi-Fi. If you just need to, be able to check your email once or twice a day, you can run out to the public area and probably be able to access that no problem. Another comment about Wi-Fi, because I was making some confusing comments in the chat. I had a big typo. For the lead retrieval offered by ATS, they offer 3 different options. 2 of them are on devices that they physically hand to you. One of them is an application that you download to your own device. Outside of downloading the application to your device, they do not require Wi-Fi on site. So the process of, doing the actual lead retrieval requires no network connection. I can't speak to how that magic happens, but it does happen.
And are the prices for lead retrieval on the website?
Yeah, it'll be through that link for ATS, and you can look at the prices there.
Okay.
Bianca, we have another question. Who do I inform if I need assistance unloading my items at the dock on move-in day?
So the Alliance staff will be there to assist, as well as some Gaylord staff. They don't have the exact person or persons that will be working that day. So again, I'll send out a confirmation email about 3 to 4 weeks with all the information you'll need for loading and unloading on move-in day.
Bianca, can I add a little bit to that?
Yeah.
As part of our contract, they will load it in at no charge for you. It makes it so much simpler because it's a long walk from that garage. So there'll be specific instructions to go to the loading dock. You literally put the loading dock, drop off your stuff, give them the booth number. By the time you park your car, usually and walk down to your booth, it's already there. So coming out is not so fast. You might want to consider your right to get it out of there. But
Yeah.
they do part of the security at the Gaylord is when Bianca sends out an email later asking for who's going to be dropping it off, they actually need an ID. So if you're having stuff come on a delivery truck with one of your drivers or another, if it's not the main contact, you have to give the name to get through the security to even get to the loading dock. So just don't miss that email when you get it. But it's so convenient and it's nice to have.
Yeah, and I believe there was a question previously about the weight of the trucks or the vehicles that you'll be using. I'm still waiting on a response from the venue on that, so I will update you guys as that information comes in.
Also, I will tell you from personal experience, I participated in a trade show once and my giveaway was flashlights. And I made the mistake of shipping the flashlights through FedEx and not disclosing that they had lithium batteries in them. So I showed up to the show and they brought out my boxes of stuff and I was putting them on the table and my box had been opened and all of $700 worth of flashlights were gone. Because FedEx wouldn't let them fly to Vegas. So either take the batteries out or disclose that there's lithium batteries. So because you don't want to show up to the show with no giveaways that cost $10 a piece.
That's a good note.
That is a good tip. Another thing that I wanted to make sure everybody saw on the slide with the schedule is that our exhibit hall is opening later this year. So based on years and years of attendee feedback sharing that they feel like the show is too long, that the exhibit hall is open too long, we have made the move to open our exhibit hall at 11 a.m. So I know some of you have done this shows for years and years and think you know the drill and we're probably planning to show up there bright and early. But you can sleep in for an hour or two this year. The show will begin with our keynote session, which Erica mentioned with Rachel Druckenmiller from 9 to 10, and it will be followed by a panel discussion. Those are both happening outside of the exhibit hall for attendees, and then they'll make their way down to the exhibit hall where you will have their undivided attention from 11 to 4.
Perfect. Any more questions?
There is one more before I ask. Stacy, for a moment, you had your hand raised. Did you have a question or did we magically answer that for you?
Oh.
Magically delicious. There we go.
There you go. Listen, we are amazing and we read your mind. So that's what I'm going to go for. Stacy, if it comes to you or if you're still on the call, you just unmute yourself and jump back in. The last question that I am seeing is, well, there's a couple more that actually just popped in, but let me ask the other one first. Can we invite our property management network? How much does it cost for them to attend?
Yeah, so they can come for free for the exhibit hall at no charge. But if you want to invite them to the presentation in the morning with Rachel Druckenmiller, I can send out that registration link. And then there's also a lunch option for the exhibit hall if you want to treat them to lunch as well. And I do see a question. Go ahead.
As I say, they can buy that on their own as well. So you can pre-purchase it for them, but they have the option of.
Yeah, if you want, send me your list of attendees you want to invite, and I can certainly do that for you. And there was a question if exhibitors can attend the session with Rachel in the morning. So we can, it depends on the space and availability. I believe Sarah just answered that. But we'll keep you updated on that. I don't see any other questions.
Yeah, I just like some statements though. First off, I know that Erica mentioned earlier about Superman and Superwomen, but I told her that I got to take this S off my chest since I ain't Superman. She said we didn't have any Superman out there, but so I just want to make sure. Thanks, Erica, for tearing my
Except
S
for you,
off.
Larry, except for you.
That is absolutely fantastic.
I just I want to touch base on what Erica and Deborah said, and everybody else that's on this call. It seems like invite your clients to the event. I mean, I can't reiterate that enough to you. If you're new at doing this or you haven't done a lot of shows before, your best client is the one that you already have. And the best client is a referral to someone else is the one you already have. So if you're trying to meet new people at an event that you're coming to, invite your clients that you already have the rapport with so they'll turn you on to the ones that are there. And that's always the way it is. You'll do twice as much business. You'll make the value to dollar a whole lot more worthwhile. And you're going to have a lot of folks there that you already know when they walk through the crowd. I mean, everybody kind of sees that when people are walking around and people are standing at your booth for, 10 minutes and having a fun time and enjoying themselves. And other people see that as they walk by.
Yeah.
And that's the stopping point. Besides just getting something like the passport to prizes like we used to and the new thing that they're doing now, which is always good because I always do it every year. So, get that email list out, send an email blast out with a save the date for the upcoming event to all your clients, and then start handpicking the ones you really want to come, and start sending them a personal invite, one-on-one, and it works. So it makes your event a lot more successful for you.
That's really good advice, Larry.
Yep.
Thank you.
And just another shameless plug outside of PMA, we do the largest after event at Bobby McKee's. We're taking over that venue for about 4 hours after the expo. So we need 3 more vendors. So if anybody's interested, just get with me directly after this call.
After you commit to your PMA sponsorship, right?
Yeah, I already did. Yeah, we're in.
Well, I'm talking about those other 3 vendors. So do something with us, and then they can have their fun with you.
There we go. Just a fun time.
There are a couple of other sponsor opportunities. There are a couple of other sponsorship opportunities. Holy cow! That Candace has that will give great one-on-one interaction, separate from just like, adding your booth to the Play Your Way to Prizes. So if you are looking for, the more intimate one-on-one experience, chat with Candace. Those are really good opportunities, the roundtables.
Absolutely. And another thing, when it comes to the Play Your Way to Prizes, I know we may have touched on this briefly, but the committee has been really enthusiastic about incorporating the theme and encouraging one-on-one conversations as part of that. I know often we say people just come up to collect their stamp and don't engage, but we'd love to see you guys incorporate a game. Like they have to do something like shoot a hoop or whatever to earn their stamp. Answer a trivia question, something tied to a game in some way, shape, or form. So we'd really love to see you guys become creative to bring the theme, the game on theme to life.
Yes.
And all those things are important when the folks go around for judging your booth for the awards.
Absolutely. Are there any other questions for the team?
If you think of any questions after this, please feel free to shoot me an email, phone call. I'm here to answer anything you need. October will be here before we know it. I know it's already September tomorrow, so we have just about a month left to go. Again, I'll send out a recording of this and the slides along with all the links for you guys and the exhibitor portal, the exhibitor kit portal at the conclusion of this presentation. So Thank you all for being here with us today, spending your morning with us, and we're very excited for the show. I can't wait to see you guys as booths, and I hope you play up the theme, game on. And yeah, I really hope everybody has a successful show.